Hey, man, check it out, man. Look, today I'm gonna be reacting to the story of Drake being robbed in 2009, bro. Look, bro, I've been doing all these Toronto videos on all these different games and different rappers. I've been listening to some of these rappers, listen to their songs in Toronto, but I never did a story on the biggest star to ever come out of Toronto, bro. You know what I'm saying? The biggest star. Mr. Drizzy Aubrey Drake. Nigga Drizzy Drake. Come on, man. I'll be remiss if I didn't do a video on the biggest star, man. Look, bro. Drake. Drake, man. Look. I hear two stories about Drake. I want to know how y'all feel about which one's true. Let me know which one's true about this. One, when Drake, like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? The first story is, y'all look at Drake as a king out there. Like, Toronto, like, he's well respected and hella loved and respected. And, like, he's looked at as a fucking GOAT icon. Like, he's, like, fucking damn near Jesus out there, Toronto. Like, y'all niggas look at him like fucking goddess. And two, second story. I was told that y'all really don't fuck with Drake. Real Toronto people that actually live in Toronto, like, fuck all the Toronto fans and all that, niggas that really live in Toronto and, you know what I'm saying, to listen to Toronto music, really don't fuck with Drake's music, or like fuck with Drake because he don't really put on for the city. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would heard. Niggas don't show Drake respect because, like, he don't, like, do stuff for the city or do this or do that or show love. Just show any type of love for the city. Me personally, I love Drake. I think Drake's a fucking legend. You know what I mean? But I want to know from a Toronto person's perspective how they feel about, like, Drake, and, like, how do y'all look up to him? Like, how y'all look? What's y'all view on Drake for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think Drake one of the best in the game. That's just me, but that's coming from an American nigga though. But anyway, man, Drake getting robbed. I ain't even know nothing about this, bro. This shit crazy, bro. This is my first time hearing about this shit. Drake getting robbed and shit. But let's get into it, bro. I've never heard nothing about this, man. Drake getting robbed in 2009. But mind you, this 2009, so Drake really ain't the mega star he is right now. In 2009, Drake was really, I mean, Drake was like famous. Like, he was famous, but he wasn't like that nigga, like, you know what I mean? Like how y'all, how Drake is now. So in 2009, he was kind of still like a freshman in the game. He was like a rookie. He was a rookie in the game in 2009.
So we all know Aubrey Graham, Drake, especially if you're from Toronto. It's become a household name at this point. He's one of the most well-known rappers in the world, and also one of the wealthiest. With that amount of money and fame, you attract attention from all sorts of people, and some of them have malicious intent. So as a celebrity, it's natural that you end up hiring a security team to protect you. When it comes to Drake, well, he's basically untouchable. He walks around with a squadron of top-tier meatheads who are known to be rough with people and overstep boundaries. One of his bodyguards was even the subject of a YouTube video where someone was pointing out how terrifyingly huge this guy was. Now, when Drake travels by car, it's with a convoy of black SUVs, filled with bodyguards dedicated enough to step into traffic and block cars so his entourage can merge. Basically, these days, you won't catch Drake without a small army of defendants, especially in his home city. For added protection in Toronto, he's even connected with local gangs, like Reps Up and G-Way Boys, giving him not only a sense of safety within the city, but also...
G-Way Boys, where they from? Where the fuck they from? One of the dudes in the comments told me Drake really don't do shit with gang with them, you know what I'm saying, because of the politics. He really ain't fucking with the gang niggas. You know what I'm saying? This nigga told me, he know who I'm talking about. The nigga in the comments said, Drake don't do certain shit, don't deal with certain niggas, because if he do this shit with this nigga, these niggas, the other niggas gonna feel some type of way because he did that shit with them niggas. But right here, they saying he fucking with this gang, these two gangs right here. I don't know, bro. Let me know, man. Let me know, bro.
Some type of street credibility. This made Drake more comfortable in Toronto. Comfortable enough to build a luxurious mega mansion in Bridles Path. But this is the current Drake. He wasn't always the sheltered, established rapper that we see today. In the early years of Drake's career, he's what you would call green behind the ears, and he didn't think that private security was needed while in his home city. This was surprising, considering he made a comment to
at the time, the niggas, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was still a thing, but niggas wasn't getting killed in they city like it is now, bro. Niggas getting killed in they city like it ain't nothing, bro. Back then, it probably wasn't as bad.
New York Times around him, telling a reporter that he felt unsafe in Toronto at all times. His inexperience as a celebrity would eventually lead him to being robbed. And I don't mean the multi-million-dollar jewelry heist of his tour bus in 2016. That happened in Phoenix. I'm talking about the armed robbery at gunpoint that went down over a decade ago in the city which Drake calls home. This event occurred in the evening of May 31st, 2009. Then 23-year-old Drake was having dinner at a restaurant in Toronto's Little Italy, located at the corner of College and Beatrice Street. He was on a date with a woman who was named Chantel Brown. After enjoying their meal and a night out, the two left the restaurant and walked to an SUV that was parked across the street. Drake got into his car, and moments later, two armed men suddenly approached the vehicle with guns drawn and started banging them on the window. Drake opened the door, and they then aimed their weapons at his face, demanding that he gave up his jewelry and anything else he had. Without much choices, Drake handed over his diamond gold chain, which rapper Lil Wayne had recently gifted to him, along with an expensive Audemars watch and $2,000 in US cash. The woman Chantel was sitting in the passenger seat at this point, but before the suspects could make their way to her, a man that was exiting the same restaurant, named Nicholas Carino, noticed the robbery and yelled at the gunman to get the F back. Apparently spooked, the two suspects quickly jumped into a nearby getaway car with the stolen goods. The car then sped southbound down Beatrice Street, but it wouldn't get too far. A short time later, the same car was stopped by police for driving the wrong way down a one-way street. Once stopped, two people jumped out of the vehicle and began running in an attempt to escape. One person still remained in the car, the driver, and he managed to speed off. After a brief foot chase with police, one of the running suspects was apprehended. The driver of the getaway car was eventually tracked down and also arrested, but the second suspect who escaped on foot was never caught and ultimately got away. The two who were caught, though, were identified as Paul Letatui and Socrates Cotterwell, ages unknown. They were both charged with armed robbery, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, 3 counts of pointing a firearm, and possession of stolen property. As far as the items that were robbed from Drake, the police managed to recover the chain, the watch, and about $1,330, but they never found the guns that were allegedly used in the crime, which ended up being detrimental to the case. Now this is when some controversy begins.
Boy, I guarantee 9 times out of 10 they threw them damn guns in the lake somewhere. I don't know.
It's claimed that Drake himself was the one who pressed charges on the men and provided a statement to the police of exactly what happened. This rumor came to light after an online post by a fellow Toronto rapper named Big Page, who was one of the first people to call out Drake for allegedly being a snitch. Big Page actually collaborated with...
Look, bro, the thing about all this snitching shit, me, I consider snitching is when you do a crime on a nigga, you and this nigga do a crime, y'all get caught, and then you tell on that nigga to get less years. That's what I consider snitching. But this what Drake did, I don't consider snitching, cause like, nigga, come on, bro. Some of y'all niggas be like, you can't talk to the police at all, like you can't tell them shit, even if a nigga beat your ass, took your gun, fucked your baby mama, and sound like I'm describing C9, but nah. But I'm saying, like, don't matter. Y'all niggas, some niggas be like, don't matter what a nigga do to you, you can't say shit. But in this case, also, like, Drake is a civilian, bro. Drake ain't no street nigga. I've never looked at Drake as a street nigga. Even though Drake got some street bars, you know what I'm saying? Drake could come with that mob tie shit in his lyrics, but everybody, deep down inside, we know Drake ain't no street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Drake ain't never been no street nigga. The niggas in the street doing that shit. So really, Drake can really tell on whoever you want because he's a civilian. He don't live by street codes. You know what I mean? So that with that nigga saying Drake is a snitch, you really can't, like, you can't pull that card on Drake to tear him down. Like Like if it came out like Lil Durk was just say y'all probably don't listen to Lil Durk because he a United States artist, but like just say like Pressa or somebody, like if it came out like if Pressa came out and somebody said Pressa snitch, that would hurt his career because he's a street nigga. He's a street rapper. He rap about street shit. But Drake don't rap about street shit. He's a fucking lover boy. You can't apply the same principles to Drake as you would to a Pressa.
With Drake just a few weeks before the robbery on a track called I'm Still Fly, which racked in over 2 million views on YouTube. So these allegations came as a surprise, since they were apparently friends. Big Page posted a picture on his Twitter account of a court document which showed Drake's legal name, Aubrey Graham, as well as the names of the suspects in the case. This document was supposedly proof that Drake pressed charges against the men in relation to the armed robbery. Aside from calling him a snitch, Big Page also claims that Drake used to ask him for money loans and also asked to borrow his chain, along with a few other disrespectful tweets. But Big Page admit that there was some tension between the two even before the robbery, stemming from some issues about the song they released together. So his posts could have had the motive of staining Drake's reputation. And some people believe Drake simply told police what occurred during the robbery and didn't really give specific details on who it was. Obviously, Drake denied all the allegations thrown at him by Big Page and any others, claiming the outcome of the trial proved he didn't snitch. A lawyer that was close to the case claimed that Drake was not exactly forthcoming with police, and at some point, he actually stopped cooperating. From there, things went downhill, as far as getting charges to stick against the two men. The big charges were leaning on the statements and testimonies of the victim, Drake, and without him, there really wasn't much to go off of. The witness at the scene, Nicholas, who yelled at the perps and was also listed on the document, didn't seem to provide a strong enough statement to have an effect in court. And there's no information if Chantal, the passenger, was even involved in court or any part of the legal fallout. Overall, it looks like Drake analyzed the situation.
Did this bitch set this nigga up, bro? Yo, this bitch didn't go to court or nothing. So, my mind is thinking, cause like, bro, how the fuck did them bitches, did this nigga know? How the fuck? Now that I'm thinking about it, how the fuck do these niggas know that Drake was gonna be in that goddamn car? Huh? How the fuck did they know at what time to come outside and get this nigga Drake? So, or unless Drake posted his fucking location. But in 2009, I don't think you could post your location. Like you couldn't do that shit. I don't think you could do that. Could you? Like I'm here. I don't think they had that shit back in 2009. But look, bro, how the fuck did them niggas know that Drake was right there? That bitch set that nigga up. Y'all niggas need to watch who y'all fucking talking to. Bitches will try to set you up, try to have your dumb ass robbed. That's why I don't fuck with these thoughts, bro. I don't fuck with these thoughts.
From a business perspective, and decided that working with authorities wasn't the best move for his rap career. This decision to follow the street code of no snitching worked out well in the long run for the accused men. By January 2010, about half a year after the arrest, the heaviest charges against the two were withdrawn, although they both pled guilty to conspiracy to commit robbery and possession of stolen property. The judge sentenced them to time served plus 1 day, and they're released in the same month. Altogether, the pair ended up spending just over 6 months in jail. According to another lawyer in the process, Socrates was the alleged gunman, and Paul was the driver. The second gunman, the one who got away on foot, was apparently identified by name at some point, but was never arrested in relation to the incident. So years would go by, and Drake briefly reflected on what happened in various interviews, one of them being with BBC One Extra. On this radio show, Drake talks about the aftermath of the trial and says that he's the one who made the decision to have them not put in jail, and ultimately it was his choice to have the charges withdrawn.
That happened to me in Toronto, an altercation that had happened, and the way I chose to deal with it was walk away from it. I had a situation happen to me where I was approached by two men and robbed, and I made the.
David, we come out here for the winter to be with you, and it's like you're not even here with us.
I'm sorry, guys. I've just been.
The decision to not put those guys away, to not go to trial,
As to whether or not he actually snitched at some point, well, there's no public record that proves he did. The only remote evidence there is the paperwork that Big Page posted, and it really only states that Drake was the victim of a crime committed by the accused individuals, and not much else. So the idea of him being a snitch is still up for debate until actual solid proof comes to the surface. There's also the question of how exactly he ended up being robbed, and how the suspects knew where he was. While in another
Didn't I fucking say that shit, bro? How the fuck did they know where he was at, bro? That bitch had to set that nigga up. The bitch set that nigga up, bro. See, if I was Drake, I would have did some King Von shit. A bitch set me up. You got me robbed. You won. But be on the lookout, bitch, because I will be coming for your dumb ass. Because you will get killed, bitch. If I was Drake, I would have got my gang niggas, you know what I'm saying? Let me know where this bitch is at, where, you know what I'm saying? Get the drop and get her. Take her out. I know Drake got the power to get anybody taken out, you know what I'm saying? Drake got niggas, hella niggas that, you know what I'm saying? Because Drake got the power to get niggas taken out if he wanted to. I'm pretty sure he probably got this bitch taken out. I don't know, he probably did. He probably got, you know what I'm saying? Got that bitch, her head knocked off.
interview, Drake claims that he's sure the robbery was orchestrated by his date that night, Chantel. Not only does he mention it in interviews, but he also brings it up in his track, The Resistance, rapping about how he was part of a stick-up, and a girl he thought he trusted set the whole thing up. He also believes it was a planned setup, because his chain was hidden under his hoodie and jacket the whole time, yet during the robbery, the gunman specifically asked for it. Drake claimed another sign was the fact that Chantel's purse was left untouched during the entire robbery, hinting that she may have had something to do with it. It's not known if anything happened to her afterwards, but I'm guessing that her and Drake no longer see each other. That brings us to the final question. Who were these people that robbed Drake? Their names are known to the public, but still, there isn't much information about them online. After researching both of the men, Paul Letatui and Socrates Cotterell, I wasn't able to come up with anything, not even their age. I was curious if the men were part of any gangs, or if they were possibly connected to Chantel Brown. My investigation came up short. They're basically ghosts on the internet. On the Torontology Reddit, there was a thread suggesting that the third suspect who got away was actually the now deceased rapper Sizzlack, but of course this is just a rumor, or as this user calls it, a hood legend story. A few others replied on the thread, saying it was actually someone from Bleecker Street, but again, it's just hearsay. In the end though, it at least looks like Drake pulled something positive out of the situation, and treated it as a life lesson. He made a reference to it as recently as May of this year, on his track From Florida with Love. He talks about how the robbery made him realize that there's no point in talking tough, and said that nothing like that has happened since that day. He also claims that now, he never touches the road without a plug, which we can assume means a weapon or security. In an older interview with MTV, Drake said that after what happened, he vowed to steer clear of the negative energy that sometimes surrounds the rap world. With his recent experience, along with even more notoriety, he realized it was time to invest in security and protection. So we're now brought to the present day again. As Drake boasts about in his song, he hasn't really been the victim of any armed robberies or similar crimes since. Nowadays, anywhere Drake goes in the world, he has an expensive fleet of security with him. And when he's in Toronto, he not only has his hired professional security, but he's also backed by a few gangs in the city too. He came to realize that just because he's from Toronto, doesn't mean everybody in the city is going to be a fan, and some might see him as a target. But to get to Drake for a handshake seems like it would be mission impossible, let alone to be able to rob him or try to harm him. Drake has become basically untouchable, and as a globally known celebrity, that's how it should be. If you have the money for security, why not?
If you got the money, boy, do that shit, boy. And you need the mob ties like Drake got. Yeah, I know Drake got mob ties, man. For real, bro. I've never, you know what I'm saying? This shit was all new to me, for real, bro. Cause like, bro, this was back when, you know what I'm saying, 09, nigga, I was still a little jit. I ain't even know this shit happened. I was still in goddamn elementary school when this shit goddamn 09, nigga, I was in elementary school, nigga. But anyway, man, look, bro, if you like this content, you like this type of video, whoa, let me get that shit right. Look, if you like this type of content and you like this video, make sure you leave a like, man, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell, man. I'm out.